Welcome to Sephora.
I'm looking for a perfume that's not too perfumey.
I got you.
Serum moisturizer or moisturizer serum.
Let's get into layering.
My concealer is making me look worse?
Sounds like the wrong shade. Let's get you matched.
There's only one store that really gets what you're going for. Get beauty from people who get beauty. Only at Sephora.
Hi, Let's get you a basket.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
What is going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tincup here with another episode of The BARF, where we take a look at last week's news. So
That's correct.
You could be prepared for the week ahead. Yeah, I got to get that down. But anyway, it's been a long week of travel. I'm happy to be home. How about you?
I am happy to be home as well, I have to say.
Yeah, I need to get a haircut.
Cornerstone Connect was fantastic.
It was a good event. We podcast live there. Got to meet a lot of really solid people. I was excited. Yeah,
and
excited.
I think the analyst day before really prepped us to ask better questions during our podcast. So it was good. Well done. Well played.
For as much as we stayed attentive, no, we were very attentive.
Yeah, we asked a lot of questions.
We did well.
They have a lot going on, by the way.
They do have a lot going on. They do have a lot going on. And
14 roadshows, 2 acquisitions, product launches.
2 really strong acquisitions. And I'll tell you, before we kick off, I'm sure we'll talk about them at some point.
Yeah.
But the VR demo, and I know people have done this, that we went through, really, it threw me.
It was good.
Fantastic. Kyle did a really good job with that, running that. But when I put the glasses on, it was like I was in the room, cool, right?
Yeah,
Been there, done that.
Right.
But then this woman walked in, scared me. Like I was just, whoa, like I jumped.
Brought you back to elementary.
It did. Not only that, she didn't like my answers. She did not like my answers, which I was.
I forgot to tell you. I was that woman.
yeah, probably. Yeah, I was a little offended. I thought my answers were pretty dead on. But,
nope.
Clearly not.
Which one did you do? Because I did pre-screening. Which one did you do?
I did.
Was it job simulation?
No, I think it was a performance review. Clearly, I didn't do very well. And the other one was customer service, I think.
Yeah.
It was a customer service play.
I was in that section side of it as well. That's the Tailspin for those at home. That's the Tailspin acquisition that they did earlier this year. But they're doing 14 city tours. Yeah. 14 cities, and then 2 huge acquisitions, all new management team. Just a lot of good things going on. Anyhow, enough about that. Let's get into the news. What do you got?
Let's do it. You're kicking off today, right? No, or am I kicking off today?
You are. Tagger it.
Oh, look, and I'm starting with Apple expands Vision Pro. See, I knew there's a reason.
Yeah.
Why I started talking.
There's always a reason.
So there's really no. I mean, I already went. There we go. So I saw this story around the Apple Pro, which when Kyle broke it out there, like $4,000. Yeah,
yes.
I think it's like $3,800 or something listed right now.
Up.
Yeah, like it'll a couple
down.
iterations it'll come down. But I'll tell you, putting that on, I could have. He said he works 20 hours a week in that.
That's what he said.
Not for me. That's going to be too
screens.
Multiple screens,
and media, everything rolling at the same time.
Yeah, people in your space for meetings, like that's pretty badass, and it's very realistic.
Yeah, and again, that's his company. That's what he's been doing for a long time, so he's used to it. Mm-hmm. But I think that's to do VR, to fully move to VR. I think that's what you have to do. You have to go all in.
Yeah.
It can't be like a halfway thing. So, all right. So, Apple, I think everyone saw that. Good news.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Ryan, if I said the word care washing, what would you say?
I'm still trying to understand chrono working. So I'm going to say you take care of, be gentle when you wash things. I don't know.
Close. So, no, it has nothing to do with that type of washing. However, this was from Harvard Business Review, hbr.org.
Okay.
How care washing alienates employees. Care washing is a scam. It's a way of saying, see how we take care of our employees, when in reality, they're not a priority at all. The only thing that matters is productivity that you can get for them. Hard stops, candidates beware. So, we've read everything about how candidates care about mental health, well-being, all the wellness, actually. You put them all in a big family: financial wellness, health wellness, all that stuff. And this is CEOs. Basically, it's kind of like what it came from whitewashing, right? It came from that where they're lying. They're lying. That's exactly that is the overall point.
It's what we expect.
Here's the deal. They're saying one thing about their mental health of their employees, and then all the actions and behaviors and everything else is opposite of that. So read the art. It's actually a really fascinating article, and we'll put together, shocking, not shocking, on Harvard Business Review. So go take a look at it. It's good stuff.
All right. Jobless claims. I got to get that right.
Boy, claims. I almost thought you said something else. All right, run with it.
They are up. They're the highest levels in the last 10 months. So
really,
So today rose about 13,000, up from 229. The expectation was 225. So not ridiculous.
Right. That means but it's up. That means the expectation that we're going to go down by 4,000.
The expectation exactly that it was going to go down.
And it went up. Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I'm not an economist, or labor market expert, but I think this is where we've been seeing the trend that people are staying at their jobs longer. So fewer workers are leaving their jobs, and I truly believe it's just a fear of not being able to find another job, or finding another job at the salary level that they are at, because they took a job when salary levels were inflated. And so they're sticking around until they get pushed out. And therefore,
it'll be interesting to see how this
that
tracks month over month up to the election. Because that could be a big thing. If that keeps going up, that could sway the folks that haven't already made a choice, which I'm not sure there's undecideds. When people talk about it in the news, there's this large cluster of undecideds.
That just means they don't want to say what their politics are on TV.
That's exactly right.
That's
or they're undecided on whether or not they're going to go vote.
Right. Well, that too. Yeah, that too.
Not between the candidates, but we should definitely, as we being all of us, should be looking at the number 242 and looking at what next month tracks.
Yep. All right.
All righty, EEOC appoints Shivaram Gokavi. I butchered that, so sorry. Go ahead and go take a look at his name. It's on EEOC website, so go take a look at that.
Yeah.
Is a deputy chief information officer, which he's been there in that role for a while, and they made him their artificial intelligence officer. So we've already seen some cases about pre-employment and employment around AI. Already started. We've talked about it here, but we've already started to kind of see those things pop. So you've arrived when the government hires AI officers.
Yep. And it's a question that you've been posing to a lot of people in our shows, just asking them one question: where are we at, right? And so here we are. Here's where we're at, and I think we're gonna obviously see more of it now. It's been validated. All right. So Amazon is making news again, not for layoffs this time, but because they're being sued again, right? Shocking, not shocking. So drivers are filing 15,000 drivers filed claims that they were not paid compensation for overtime. And so this is the classification of what is an employee versus a contractor. We're seeing this across the board. This is in prevalent in driving, Uber, Lyft, Instacart, all of them. And this is no different. So the interesting piece here is they can't just file one claim. They have to file 15,000 individual claims on behalf of each individual person. So that's going to be a massive undertaking, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's misclassification, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this, obviously, moving forward.
All righty. Ryan, we got workers at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods, all owned by the same company, by the way, wearing body cameras.
What?
This is on Boston25news.com. So, smile, you're on camera. Basically, their hope that these body cameras will help them de-escalate incidents, deter crime, demonstrate to associates and customers how they take safety seriously, and Karen and Chad, switch your flow. In fact, this morning I watched 15 minutes of Karen moments on
Were
YouTube.
they from TJ Maxx?
No, they were from YouTube, and it was a 15-minute video on just different Karen moments what people had captured, and man, people are wheels off. I knew that. However,
it's just fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, but
it's fun to watch.
It's like, it reminds me, it's 1985 or 86. I had a woman who basically, they called me as customer service, and I went up there, and there was a woman yelling at me about the price of broccoli. I mean, full on.
Makes sense.
And she put her hands on me. So she pointed in my chest, and she pushed into my chest. I said, okay, so there you cross the line. You put your hands on me, and I'm going to call the police. So I'm sorry, broccoli was mispriced. We can handle the financial part over here at this little desk called customer service. You don't get to put your hands on me.
Right.
So she backed down. She was cool after that. But yeah, the price of broccoli scanned wrong, and it became an issue.
I'm not sure that I would be comfortable going into a store. I know you're being recorded, but that's for loss prevention and all that stuff.
It is.
If an employee's walking around with I'm just not interested in being recorded like that. That would deter me from going into those stores. I don't like going into that chain of stores anyhow. I go into Home Goods, I sweat. It's too freaking hot in there. The rest of them, I have no interest. Yeah.
I thought about it. The only thing, it's like, you know what? It cuts down on it increases the accountability. Everyone's got to be accountable now. And again, I understand kind of how this is going to make people. You're on camera anyhow.
Just
Somebody's
go
filming.
in there and be a good human and buy your shit and go home.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Whatever. All right. Greenhouse. So Greenhouse brought in a new CRO, which is which I really like this. I don't know who the old CRO was, but I like the move because we spoke with them. This is back in the fall, maybe, and they were making some changes, and they were a little kind of upset that they were only at a 20% year over year.
I think it was 50%.
50, yeah. So
and they were getting 17%, which felt like 50%.
Right. Well, exactly right. So the idea here is I like this move because they care. They're not happy with status quo, and they need to get to where they want to be. And they're not doing bad. They're crushing it in the market. Like, they are hockey stick crushing it. But they care enough that they're just like, this little bit of
change it up a little bit
is gonna be good. So his name is Samir Jaglikar. Maybe
we should just not
don't say names anymore. We're really bad at this. So anyway, maybe we'll get Samir on and we'll talk about some plans. But congrats to him. Congrats to Greenhouse. I think that's going to be a good thing for them moving forward.
100%. All right. Corporate diversity programs could be headed to the Supreme Court. So this is on Axios.com. And it's this kind of read the article because it's really got all the kind of the steps of all the different lawsuits that are in play right now at the state level. And if you care about corporate DEI, then you've got to really be looking at the lower court and the Court of Appeals cases. There's a legal fight over diversity efforts in the business world is brought by the same group that got the Supreme Court to overturn affirmative action last year. So this is the same group, which, shocking, not shocking, it would be the same group, right? They've already argued this stuff in front of it, but basically this came from it was a venture capitalist firm grant for Black women entrepreneurs, and this group sued to say that was not equitable, that wasn't fair. That basically you can't do that. And so if you want to go back and look at this specific one, this is about the appeals court's decision halted the VC firm's grant program. So now basically they put a stay and said you can't fund that. You want to fund Black women entrepreneurs, you can't. Which is insane because it's private money. Should be able to do whatever the hell they want to.
Yeah, private money should be able to do what they want to do.
Now, we don't know where their money, I should say.
We don't know where the money's coming from.
We don't know where the money, because it could have come from state agencies and pension funds and things like that. But key is on this is the same group that, overturned affirmative action is the same group that's tackling corporate DEI programs. And my fear, and it's playing out in some cases, and others it's not, that they're not just gunning for DEI, they're gunning to eliminate DEI in corporations. So that's at Axios. So Axios.com, go take a look at it, read the whole thing, see if you have a different opinion, etc. Reach out to us if you do.
Yep.
All right, Ryan. New job postings for tech occupations reached 209 in May. Job postings for AI occupations or positions requiring AI skills continued trending upward, totaling 12% of all tech openings. So 12% is eating into that software developer, full stack, all of those types of positions, 12%. That was on Pure and Newswire. And so it automatically, as I read the press release, I'm basically thinking, where are these workers going to come from? Now you juxtapose that with skills-based hiring, and okay, which is cool. But when people don't have the skills that are available, 12% of tech jobs that are posted, if they don't have those skills, how do we get from one place to the other? Right. So it's great that when you first read it, this is on PR Newswire. When you first read it, and this is by CompTIA, by the way. So COMTIA, they're the ones that follow tech positions. And, tech positions having more openings. I think we've been looking forward to that. That's good. But 12% having AI, if they don't have the skills, not good. So,
I think I think we're underestimating the amount of people that actually do have these skills coming in.
Probably.
And so I think we'll be okay with. It'll be hard to hire, but I think that's going to be who's paying more and who's doing the most innovative things, right? So I think that's going to be an issue for them there. And I think there's also going to be a lot of learning on the job, and that's fine. I mean, look, new things are new things, right? And so, although this is not very new, right? I know, good point. This is not new. This is 30, 40 years old. Like, it's been there. It's now prevalent, right? The internet was there before we had access to AOL.
That's a good point.
Right?
That's a good point.
The skills are there. I don't know if the people that are going to get hired are going to be the long-term solution, because some of these people, maybe
they might just hire
the workforce.
They might just have tech backgrounds, and then they can teach them, or they'll expect them to learn the stuff on the job.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. So that was the completion of research. We are now to the A.
We got some acquisitions to talk about.
A.
So Clear Company acquired a learning management tool. So I saw this out there and I put it in. I figured you'd throw it in there too. But we spent all last week at an event that's all about learning and all skills. That stuff and skills and all that stuff with learning and things being core to productivity, being core to staying power, or staying power of the employees and growing employees, et cetera, et cetera. So I think we're going to see a lot more of this that's out there. I don't know I don't know either. I mean, I know the companies. I don't know. I've never used them, I should say, either tool. So I don't know how good they are versus not. But, I mean, look, we're going to see a lot of this moving forward, especially as we are moving into, similar to your previous story there about hiring more on the AI side, and skills may be in shortage. And so we're going to continue to see this.
Yeah, I think a couple things. So this week with Cornerstone, this past week was less about learning and more about skills. Everything, skills at the core of everything. Learning being one of those things, but basically everything. As it relates to Clear Company, you just or most people just call them Clear. Clear was one of the first ATSs to add performance. So basically, they had a full-on ATS and a full-on performance management together, and then some other things kind of in between. But those two, and this is adding a kind of a third leg, if you will, to talent management.
Right.
So if you've got an ATS, so you've got, let's say, onboarding, you've got performance management, and now you've got learning management. And so it brings them closer to being a one-stop shop, which is good. So good move for them, good move for their customers.
When your investors, customers, and workers demand more from your business, make it happen with SAP. The AI-powered capabilities of SAP can help you streamline costs, connect with new suppliers, and manage payroll, even when your business is being pulled in different directions. To deliver a quality product at a fair price while paying your people what they're worth too, so your business can stay unfazed. Learn more at sap.com/uncertainty.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
JobGit acquires Workin to expand retail footprint. This is at JobGit, JobGet.com. You can kind of look at the press release there. JobGit's acquisition of a leading platform for hiring frontline workers in malls will enable JobGit to connect with millions of additional everyday workers and jobs in retail, hospitality, and food service.
Yeah.
Small fish eats smaller fish, which is good for JobGit customers. Because think about all the people that go to the mall and get jobs and all that tough stuff. So great pickup.
Yeah, what I like about this one is it's hyper local. Like it is there, right? And so this is kind of guerrilla marketing in hiring. It's like right there on the ground, mom and pop. They don't have to compete with Coca-Cola. So like this, don't know much about either of the companies. I know they are small. So
malls. I mean, how many times do you hear malls?
The mall by us, I don't know how they're staying open. I mean, it is a ghost town. There's gotta be, I would say, less than a dozen stores in there, and it's a big mall.
No, ours is thriving. Mostly because of the 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds.
Nope, ours are out there just breaking street signs.
All right, well, a last acquisition we have is TrustCruit is now part of Jobilon.
Yeah.
So Jobilon, Joblon, is kind of think of a hiring platform, that'd be Jobilon. Basically acquiring TrustCruit to understand its candidates better. They do a bunch of surveys, basically they make the candidate experience better. And so it's a great acquisition, really, really great acquisition for Jobilon. And so it's not just tech. The people from TrustCruit are actually coming over and planning to stay. So it's not just like what you would normally see, like buying the tech and then the people leave or whatever else like that. This looks legit like a good addition to the team and the technology.
Well, congrats to them. All right, so got some research here. This one, I had to put this one in. This is a Bamboo HR piece here. So they did a survey where they found that 1 in 4 executives say that they hoped for turnover with RTO policies, with return to work policies. Yeah. And so rather than doing layoffs, rather than saying, here's 500 people, peace out.
Everybody's got to come back 5 days a week.
Yeah, you got to come back. Hopefully, people are going to cut off.
So then you quit. Rather than being fired. You also don't have to. You're not firing people, so it doesn't make it look like an art. I mean, it looks bad either way. Yeah. It's going to get more news coverage as a layoff.
Exactly. So hot take on the RTO thing for me is productivity is not linked to visibility. However, I want to share a couple of stats here. So let me pull these suckers up because I did find this interesting. So I'm going to throw some numbers out there. 26% of employees say there was a greater divide has developed between remote and non-remote workers. So giving people the option or bringing people in the office, it's now separating those people. They are feeling the separation, right? They're not engaging with each other and they're almost like forming cliques, right? Yeah, so obviously that number was higher. It was close to 50%, so 44% of hybrid or in-office employees said they don't have a strong relationship with remote colleagues, as opposed to those that are actually in the office.
I think all that's natural. If you create different citizen groups,
that's what you're doing.
You can't be shocked that there's different citizen groups.
Now there was a part of the report which is actually pretty fascinating. I'll throw a link somewhere. The amount of people that said they actually get up out of their chair and walk around, loop around the office, not to talk to people.
I saw that. Yeah.
But to be seen in the office. So not only are you in the office that you probably don't want to be, not only are you being pulled away from your other coworkers, you're now doing the parade around the office to make sure your leadership sees that you care enough to be in the office for which you hate being in the office to go home pissed off to your spouse.
Because I'm just trying to get here. I'm just trying to get the promotion, people. I'm here.
Peace.
National Society of High School Scholars. That's NSHSS. To those that might care, Henry was a member of this group. Was just released its biannual 2024 Gen Z Career Interest Survey. That's at nshss.org. So you can read the survey and read the results yourself. So this is all about AI. So there's the results cover a spectrum. What do they think about brands? What do they think about this, that, the other? But the part about AI was the most fascinating to me. It's 3 points. 59% believe that AI will be a more negative than positive effect on society. 60%. 55% are extremely concerned about AI's impact on personal privacy. Now, these are high school students, by the way. 62% are worried about job displacement. That's a big number. So, all negative.
Yeah, well, the job displacement makes sense to me though, because with a lot of the layoffs and parents having to have two household incomes and maybe not being able to find work for an extended period of time, they see this.
Yeah.
So that fear and anxiety builds up in them. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Go take a look at the report. It has way more than just this AI stuff. So if I just don't want to pigeonhole people into thinking that it's just about AI, it actually covers what high schoolers are thinking about in terms of what happens after high school.
Yeah. All right. The 2024 State of Hourly Workforce Report. Sadly, I read this report. Let me back up. It was a good report. Let me start there. I say sadly because I didn't have internet connection on the plane. No, I had internet. I didn't have headphones. My bad. I did not have headphones on the plane.
So you couldn't listen to music while you were
reading?
Couldn't
listen to anything. Couldn't watch TV. I tried watching the shows with the captions. Couldn't keep up with the captions because it was too quick. I was like, you know what? I'm either going to sleep or I'm going to read. And I had this report downloaded. And so I read the report. Good report. Actually, it was pretty good report. So it covers 3 key things. Reducing attrition, how to look at unionization risk, and then the challenges managers face with an hourly workforce. So all things
for those that are trying to follow on. This was put together by Legion.
Yes.
So if you go to legion.co, you can see the report as well.
Yep,
All right, sorry.
Find it there. So, all right. So, a couple of things that stood out to me. 1 in 4 hourly workers, when presented with the option, were in favor of unionization.
That's a high number.
That is a high number. It's 25%. And I think that can cause, obviously, a lot of anxiety in employers, right? I mean, every hourly work or every company that has a high volume of hourly workers, that's a big deal, right? Like if a union steps in. So a couple of things, and I tend to look at numbers in reverse. So when it says 69% of the people said they value the people they work with, I read that as they're trying to put a positive spin on this. That's 40-ish, 41%.
31.
31, yeah, I'm good like that. 31, I'm off by a little bit. Said that they can't stand the people they work with. 60% said they like the way the work that they do. Well, 40% said they didn't like the shit they do, right? So that's the biggest problem for me.
The funniest part of this whole thing is I saw the math and I didn't correct it.
Yeah, I got it here. Yeah. So anyway, kid. But the reports are good. Like I actually enjoyed this report. But tell the other story. Like just you know, if 60% of the people love the work that they do, that's a high number of people that don't like the work that they do. That's 40%.
That's right.
That's a bigger problem, right? Those are the people we need to focus on.
31%.
Yeah, 31. No, that was 40 because it was 60. Even math is good. It's when it gets into, that's why I can never be a waiter or a cashier. Like, 6, 7, 25 is your change. You know what?
Oh, why the till keeps coming up?
Would you switch the story, go. Do something else.
71% of CEOs have imposter syndrome, according to Workforce 2024 Global Insights report by Korn Ferry. You go to kornferry.com and then you go read the whole report. So my take is, first of all, I don't believe it. I think, to be a successful CEO, one must be almost crazy with confidence, a touch of narcissism, in my opinion. Imposter syndrome is the persistence ability to believe that one's success is deserved, or has been legitimately achieved due to one's efforts.
I am so confused on what you just said right now.
So basically, you don't believe that you should be there.
Right. So are we saying that they're faking it until they hopefully make it, or they just don't have confidence that they believe they should be there?
They believe they have imposter syndrome. 71% believe they have, which I think is crazy. So how many CEOs do you know that fit that description? That feel like an inability to believe. Inability is the key here for imposter syndrome. It's the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved.
Did it give you a breakdown of size of company?
No.
Because that would sway me one way or the other. If you're a Fortune 500, Fortune 100,
you've been there.
You need some chops to get there. If it's a 50-person company, battlefield promotion, you're an amazing salesperson who can lead people. They may stick you into that CEO role because why not?
That's fair.
You don't have that. But I find it hard to believe you get into a 1,000 or a 500 or certainly a Fortune 100. Like
they did 10,000 respondents, and they did do the full spectrum. So I know they got it, and they probably do. You probably can slice the data to find out where that 71% comes up.
Yeah.
I had a hard time even with a company with 1,000 employees. If you're that CEO of a 1,000-person firm, I just can't believe that you feel like you have imposter syndrome. You might have anxiety, you might feel other things going on, but like to feel like you don't deserve to be there, I just don't buy that. Sorry. So
all
right. Don't expect juniors to teach senior professionals to use generative AI, according to a study by MIT, Harvard, Wharton, and Boston Consulting Group. So 4 relatively smart organizations will say. This is on papers.ssrn.com. It's an academic paper. But it tracks for me because who taught us the internet? We taught ourselves. Who taught us social media? We taught ourselves. Who will teach you Gen AI? If we expect the younger people to teach us Gen AI, I just don't think that's going to happen because it's never happened that way.
Yeah. How many of you have actually sat down with your parents and tried to explain the @ symbol on an email? I mean, come on. Yeah. Just get in there and play with it. Figure it out.
Why is the 12 blinking? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I want to get paid to do research like this so that I can give the outcome before I even do the research and say, no shit, my kid's not going to teach me effectively how to use Gen AI.
You're gonna learn it yourself, or not. I guess that's the key, or not. You can opt out of the learning and just get passed by. Yeah. All right, we're getting to the F, the funding, some dollars.
Right. So AWS drops $230 million into Gen AI startups to accelerate innovation. So what I like about this, they're not just dropping cash; they're actually building an accelerator. For everything that they do. And so some of the challenge, obviously you know this, the biggest challenges a lot of these startups have isn't necessarily cash. Well, yes, cash, of course, but when AWS builds an accelerator and says, you can become part of this 8-week intensive or whatever it's going to be, and we're going to give you $7 million in AWS credits.
Yep.
It's the same as getting cash, right?
Which all that stuff, all that stuff is going to need all that AWS infrastructure. So they'd have to buy that stuff. And now with the accelerator,
right?
Amazon gets to learn something. So they're learning. They got probably first right of refusal on the future fundings.
Sure.
So that's just a win-win-win-win for everybody.
And when it's time to pay up, well, they're already there. And now they've incubated a company that went big, and now they can afford to pay them.
Expect similar things if they're not already out there from Microsoft, from Google, from Facebook, from Meta, right? They're all going to be doing something similar to this because they've got to, if they've been sleeping on AI, which maybe Microsoft hasn't, but if they have been sleeping on generative AI, they've got to find a way to get there faster than other people. Good. Visibly raises $7.5 million to turn infrastructure training on its head. That's at Visibly, VISIBLY, HQ.com.
This is like just a news anchor there.
Dude, this is just straight up. This comes right from the press release. I'm going to read it because it's actually really, really good copy. Think of an infrastructure worker excavating a hole. Sounds simple. But they hit a high-pressure pipeline. The consequences could be fatal. We all know the dangerous task. So how is it taught? A classroom has a 20-question written assessment at the end of a course. It's pretty ridiculous, right? Training reimagined. So basically what they're doing with workers that are out in the field doing stuff is they're actually really training them in a legit way. And I think it's genius. So first of all, the money's going to go to adding, more executives and adding more people to more training. So
I'm just impressed with how you read that. That was there you
go.
That's pretty good.
No worries. All right, you ready? Shift Plan. That's SHYFT plan. .com. This is where the press release was. So this is okay. So terms not disclosed. So I think they've raised what's noted is like $13.5 million, like in Crunchbase, but they've raised a little bit more because they just didn't note what this one was. But okay, so Shift Plan is an AI. Go to the website because the website's really cool. It's shift forecasting, shift switching, and shift scheduling. And they integrate with SAP and Workday. So is this a thing? Well, it's a feature, it's a product, but it will probably eventually end up in a much bigger kind of product or suite.
Yeah.
Because they're already integrated with two of the three big players. But it's AI-based shift work.
There's a lot of S's in there.
Shift.
I'm trying to figure out if AI
Shift
today could actually handle that. I mean, obviously it can.
There's a graphic. There's a graphic on their on the main page that shows how they do it.
Yeah, well,
it shows like it's like the blood flow of your going through your veins.
Mm-hmm.
It shows how it carries that data,
yeah.
and then double checks it with other things, and then makes decisions.
Making sure PTO request, all that stuff is effective.
Right.
Yeah. I know a restaurant local to me that could use something like that because they tend to screw up schedules for the kids all the time. But
look, all right. Blink IQ raises $5 million. So this is not about work, but it is about work. So Blink IO raises $5 million for Gen AI software testing platform.
Mm-hmm.
So this was softwaretestingmagazine.com.
Yeah.
Go read about it. Yep. So this is the FOBO comes back to us, Ryan. This is basically Blink. So BLINQIO, I believe that's Blink IO, will allow Gen AI to perform the work of a test engineer autonomously.
Mm-hmm.
So check this out. Blink IO's AI test engineer understands requirements, picks tasks, makes decisions on how to execute them, creating test automation code, and maintaining it autonomously.
Yep.
But will it hate its manager? That's the real question. So the reason I wanted to call this funding in particular is, okay, people are like, oh my God, it's going to take my job. Yeah, actually, if you're a testing engineer, I feel
like this is a prime example of what should be taken from somebody.
Right.
Like if the AI can get as good as everyone feels, and
why are we doing it?
There's software running. I mean, anything like. Think of like a roller coaster, right? Like if it can run the software, if there's even software in there, and I'm not going to fall out and it's not going to lock up, dude, I'm down for that because I've seen some of those engineers that work on those.
Straight out of prison.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're actually an engineer.
Oh no, we're using the term engineer lightly, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm a road engineer. Are you really?
You are straight out of prison, son.
Yeah.
All right. Relay raises $35 million funding to expand cloud-based platform for frontline teams. This was on moneyleads.co.
Mm-hmm.
Go read the whole article. So this is comms for frontline teams, which has always been a bit messy because things are busy, things are crazy, and it's the chaos of it all, and how do we get everybody on the same team, all the team on the same page, all that stuff. So I'm really glad that someone's cleaning it up. It wouldn't shock me if they acquired other frontline tech players, but congratulations to Relay for raising $35 million.
It's good money.
Good money. If you can get it, go get it. Workbox, awkward, secures $17.5 million, but they have the option to upsize that to $23 million. So this is on PR Newswire. Workbox is a better version of WeWork.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be the bridge
so
that
say
folks.
You.
No, that's what they said. And but it might be the bridge that people use for RTO.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of RTO going to corporate headquarters, return office could be a Workbox office.
Right.
And the funder in this particular round, has a REIT, a real estate investment trust.
Right.
So they're probably getting a break on the commercial real estate to then be able to make it work. Whereas a WeWork, they were playing full retail for their spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think these folks are going to be paying full retail, and they're going to set up these offices, and it's the same model that's been around. What was it, Savitz? It's been around for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Somebody needs an office. You need, you don't need a
Regis,
big office.
There's a number.
Regis. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of them out there.
It's not a new concept. It's kind of gone away. The pandemic killed off a lot of that stuff. However, congratulations to them. $17.5 million.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they can get the cost per box or per office, whatever they call it, if they can get the cost of that down below the square footage they would pay for me to come into an office,
that's right.
It's going to be a win because if it's a highly if I'm in a city somewhere, New York or Philly or wherever, there might be 30, 40 people that work in that general area, and they're only paying for number of people that come in. Like, you don't pay. I don't know how they set it up, but I've thought about this where, well, okay, if I want to make a plan with you to go into an office, well, we just pay for that particular day. You don't have to have, I'm not sure, again, not sure how this is how they do it, but if they can keep it lower than the square footage it costs for me to step into a building, I think it's going to be a win. And 100%. Somehow we'll start transitioning over to something more.
Dude, like we barfed.
We did, man. This is a good one. A lot of good stuff coming off a heavy week of travel and fun. A lot of talking. So.
And we're out.